Good morning. Welcome to the second lesson for the day. So, this lesson is all about suicide prevention. So, we're going to go over some warning signs that we should be looking out for. You'll notice some of these are the same as the signs we talked about on Friday with depression. And then at the end, you're going to watch a short video and it's going to talk about some do's and don'ts when helping somebody who is so deeply depressed that they're considering their suicide. So have your notebook out again and go to slide 21. And so the first part of this is the warning signs. So we follow the acronym FACTS when we're talking about the signs of suicide. So F is for feelings, A, actions, C, changes, T, threats, and S, situations. So we'll start with the feelings. So choose any of these two signs to write down in your notebook. So somebody who is feeling suicidal, they will be feeling hopeless. They kind of have this fear that they're losing control of their life. They feel very helpless and worthless. They may hate themselves. They're very extremely sad and they feel very lonely, anxious, worried, or angry. And they really deep down feel that there's nothing that can help them feel better. Nothing anybody can do. The A is for action, so you can choose two of these also. We might witness these things in somebody who is severely depressed. They might be abusing drugs and alcohol in their writing, or they may verbally say things about death, ask questions about death or destruction. They may be very aggressive, whereas they were never that way before, and they may become very reckless, doing things that put themselves in harm's way. Some changes. These are probably this is part of the warning signs that we as outsiders, as friends or family members, will be able to kind of see the easiest. Anytime a person has any kind of personality changes, we know there's something going on. There's red flags. There's something the person needs help with. So any personality changes. If they have any behavior changes, if their sleep patterns are changing, maybe they're staying up all night or sleeping all day. Same with the eating patterns. They just lose interest in the things they used to love to do. And remember, this is the most significant sign of depression and suicidal thinking is they start losing interest in things they used to love to do. Oh my goodness, why is that happening? It's blinking. And then the last one can be sort of confusing, a sudden improvement in mood. So this is a very significant sign because if you've known somebody and they've been really down and depressed for a long time, and then all of a sudden next time you see them, they're very happy, that's a very scary warning sign because that might mean that they've decided to end their life. And when a person's this depressed, they don't really see past that they're ending their life. They more see that their pain is going to end, which makes them happy. So that's a very significant sign also. Threats. So some statements people who are considering suicide, they may say things like, don't tell anybody else. So this, if obviously this is a secret, if a friend comes to you and talks about their depression, this is obviously a secret that you would never, ever, ever want to keep. You need to tell somebody. Find a trusted adult to tell. Other statements might be, I won't be around much longer, or my parents would be better off without me. They might be starting to give away their favorite things, and they may have had previous suicide attempts, and maybe they weren't treated properly. And then the last letter is for S is for situations. Different situations. They might be getting into trouble at school with their parents or with the law, and that's never happened before. Maybe they've just been through a recent loss, or they've just had a big change in their life that seems to be overwhelming for them. And if they have known somebody, even if they didn't know them personally, but if there's been a suicide in the community or in their school, that can also be a situation. And that would be as if the person has already been suffering from depression before that happened. All right, so those are the warning signs. Now, this video here, I really like this video. It was made at the Rochester Clinic in Rochester, Minnesota. I meant to say Mayo Clinic in Rochester, Minnesota. During this, these teenagers, they're going to talk about some things we should say and do, and things we should not say and do when you're helping a suicidal person. So jot those down during the video, and I'm just going to play it right from here.
I have my ups and downs, just like anybody else.
Maybe more than anybody else.
I can be hard to figure out.
And I like my privacy. I don't want you looking over my shoulder all the time.
But you know your kid better than anybody else. And if you think he's acting different than usual,
Acting really down, crying all the time for no good reason,
or getting really mad, not able to sleep, or sleeping too much,
Shutting her friends out or giving her stuff away.
acting reckless, drinking, using drugs, staying out late,
Suddenly not doing stuff he used to love.
or doing stuff that's just not like him.
it might be nothing to worry about. It might just be high school.
Or it might be something more. He might be depressed. Not just feeling down, really depressed.
It might be that your kid is thinking about killing himself. It happens. More than you think. More than it should.
And people say, I had no idea.
I thought it was just a phase he was going through.
I never thought she'd do it.
I wish he'd come to me.
I wish he'd said
I
something.
wish I'd said something.
When it's too late. So if you think your kid's acting different, if she seems like a different person, say something.
Say, what's wrong? How can I help?
And ask straight out. Are you thinking about killing yourself? It doesn't hurt to ask. In fact, it helps.
When people are thinking about killing themselves, they want somebody to ask. They want somebody to care.
Maybe you're afraid you'll make it worse if you ask. Like, you'll put the idea in their head.
Believe me, it doesn't work that way.
It doesn't hurt to ask. In fact, the best way to keep a teenager from killing herself is to ask. Are you thinking about killing yourself?
And what if they say yes?
Or maybe.
Or sometimes,
Well, here's what you don't say.
that's crazy.
Don't be such a drama
You're
queen.
making too much of this.
That boy's not worth killing herself over. That's not going to solve anything.
You're just trying to get attention.
You're not going to kill yourself. What you do say is,
I'm sorry you're feeling so bad. How can I help? We'll get through this together.
Let's keep you safe.
a lot of people think about killing themselves. Adults and kids. Most of them never try it, but some of them do. So if your kid says,
I'd be better off dead. I can't live with this.
I'm gonna kill myself, take her seriously. Find someone she can talk to about it. Someone who knows how to help.
Sometimes kids want to kill themselves because something happened. A breakup, a failure. But sometimes it goes deeper, and it's not going to go away by itself. Get some help. Talk to your doctor.
Or a counselor at school.
Or your minister.
But don't just let it drop.
And make sure that your kid always has someone to turn to. Someone he trusts. Make a list together, right then. 3, 4, 5 names.
Put a suicide hotline number on there too.
Have him keep that list in his wallet, so he always knows where to turn.
Make sure your home is safe. If you have pills she could use to hurt herself, lock them up.
If you have a gun, don't just lock it up. Get it out of the house. Bullets, too.
And one more thing. If you think your kid might be about to hurt himself, don't leave him alone.
Take him to the emergency room.
Call 911 if you have to.
We all have our ups and downs, but sometimes it's more than that.
If you think something's wrong, the only way to find out is to ask. Ask straight out. Are you thinking about killing yourself?
Don't wait until you're sure. Trust your gut, because it never hurts to ask.
And it can make a big difference. All the difference. In your kid's life.
All right, so that it seemed to be geared more towards parents of teenagers, but I think all of us can use that really, really good information. So make sure you've written down 2 things you should say and 2 things you should not say. And this is, I want you to write down this National Suicide Hotline number. or you can even text that number. Or if you're trying to help somebody and you're not quite what to say or do, this is some good information. They will give you everything you need to know. And then that Talkspace, that's what Michael Phelps talked about in the video on Friday. He helped to start that. That's an internet site that anybody can go to for free and confidential help. And then obviously there's always your parents, your teachers, your school counselor, coaches, any religious leader or any other family members who you feel like you can trust. So never, ever, ever be afraid to ask for help. It's the most courageous thing you can do. And the last thing I want you to do today is, in 1 minute, rate the most important thing you learned from today's lesson. And we're going to continue this lesson tomorrow. This is it's too of an important topic just to spend a little bit of time on. So tomorrow we'll continue this conversation when I'm back at school. So thank you for listening. And now you can work on the other assignments in Schoology, and remember your vocab words. The flashcards are due today at the end of the day. All right, see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.